Good morning. I can comfortably say that we are the only church in the world that starts services with the Doobie Brothers. Hey, there's some apples out in the kitchen. Not very many, and you can't have this one because it's mine. Who brought the apples? Did you guys bring them? You brought them? Really? What kind are they? Huh?
Me and my mom brought the apples.
What kind are they?
They're all kinds. We just picked them off the kitchen.
Oh, cool. So fresh picked. Well, thank you. Okay, things going on. Oh, Thanksgiving is coming up this month. There's a sign-up sheet in the back. There's already a bunch of people that are coming. So, if you want a place to have Thanksgiving and an excuse not to be with family, this is the place. So we've been doing it, I said, be our third year, I think? Second year? Oh, just seems like 3. So it's fun. Let's see what's going on. Oh, of course, we've got Qigong, Oneness Blessing. Hey, you want to talk about Oneness Blessing? There you are.
Oneness Blessing, for those of you who are, hello there. For those of you that are not familiar with the Oneness Blessing, it's a transfer of energy that has been grounded here on this planet to help us calm our minds, I'll just put it that way, stop the chatter, so that you can hear that still small voice of your spirit. And so we do this on the second Sunday of every month. It will be after the service, and we always do it at 9:15 before the service. You have an opportunity if you're interested. How many people have ever had a Oneness Blessing? Oh, wow, yeah. There's a training to go through to be a Oneness Blessing giver. It started out you had to go to India for 21 days. Yeah. That was many years ago. Then it was 2 weeks. And then it was 9 days. And then it was 3 days. And now we have a Oneness Blessing giver trainer who's over in Oregon, and she's come here before. 1 day. The energy on the planet has raised that much. So on December the 6th, Saturday, for $45, which before it was oodles of money, and not now, Mary Ananda is going to come to Yakima to the Unity Church. We can carpool or whatever. It's for Diksha givers to do a deepening. Are there any Diksha givers here this morning, or Oneness Blessing givers? They call it Diksha in India. Yes. So that you can get a deepening, or if you want to be initiated as a Oneness Blessing giver, you can go to that training 1 day, $45. If you want to know more information, there are flyers in the back. Not a whole lot of saving ink. I only did so many. But you can always talk to me, and I can direct you and get you information, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it's wonderful to be back. Oh, I missed you all so much.
And tonight at 6 o'clock, instead of doing our second service, there'll be a candlelight labyrinth walk. Do you want to say anything about that, hon? Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Come up here.
If it rains, bring an umbrella. No, actually, if it rains, you'll need to bring an umbrella and a flashlight because the candles won't stay lit. But rain, or the only thing that would disrupt us would be wind. So if we don't get wind, we'll do the labyrinth walk. Our labyrinth is in the back, and it's open 24/7 every day of the week. So even if you don't want to do tonight, you can always come back and walk the labyrinth. Labyrinth is this wonderful walking meditation that there's only one way in and one way out, so you can't get lost. Isn't that wonderful? And so when you walk in with a purpose and get to the center, you often can have an experience, a spiritual experience while you're there. And then when you walk back out, then you assimilate that experience. So it's a beautiful thing. So I'm hoping you can be here at 6. Anything else?
Because it's not 6-ish.
It's less-ish
Oh, okay.
than you are on Sunday
Okay.
mornings.
But 5 after and you're too late.
I'm a Virgo, and we like to do things on time.
Good, thank you, honey. Essential oils with Cindy on Tuesday, interchanged with Sandra and William on Wednesday. Channeling with Janice on Thursday, and probably other things going on that I have no idea what's going on. Hello. And guess what? Thanks, veterans. Veterans Day tomorrow. So how cool is that? I know that we have veterans in here, so I would like, because you really should hug a vet, but I'm not going to say we should. But would the vet stand up and tell us what branch you were in? And, let's see, what else? Well, we really don't care what your service rank was necessarily, so how about just maybe the years you were in? How about that? You have to think that far back? You get to start.
Hi, I'm Tracy, U.S. Army, 1982 to 85, 87 to 93.
Thank you.
BJ Sambon, U.S. Navy, 23 days.
Cool. Thank you.
Joe Smith, U.S. Navy, 3 years, boiler technician.
Dan McDonald, U.S. Air Force, mid-60s, U.S. Army Reserve, mid-90s.
Cool. We'll put that in the front.
Ray Roach, USMC, 84 to 87.
Kelly Frankenfield, U.S. Army, 2002, 2005.
Fred Edward, U.S. Force, 1956 to 1976. 20 years and 24 days.
Air Force Reserve, 78.
Cool.
And U.S. Navy, 67 to 70.
Cool. Thank you. And U.S. Air Force, 71, and then Air National Guard after that, up to like 78, 79, somewhere in there. I have no idea. So. Don't remember that far back. So, hug a vet. 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 Hey, we do have 2 patron saints, John Lennon and George Carlin. And John said, yes he did, I believe in God, but not as one thing, not as an old man in the sky. I believe that what people call God is something in all of us. I believe that what Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha and all the rest said was right. It's just that the translations had gone wrong. And George, equally as introspective. Yeah, right. I think it's the duty of a comedian to find out where the line is drawn and cross it deliberately. He did over and over and over again. Da-da-da. Things that make you go, What is said when drunk has been thought out beforehand. Ooh. Who lies for you will lie against you. That was a Bosnian proverb and a Flemish proverb. And here is Adlai Stevenson. The cruelest lies are often told in silence. Okay. Oh, this is going to make you appreciate bees. A hive of bees must pollinate 2 million flowers to make 1 pound of honey, requiring them to fly an equivalent distance of approximately 55,000 miles, or more than twice around the globe. Wow. Now, who ever thought of grabbing a beehive, opening it up, and eating the gummy stuff inside? Where does things like that come from? Okay. About 1890, strength testing machines became a fad. Every fair, circus, and carnival had them. The machines were all different in some detail, but most came equipped with a bell. When a person showed enough strength, a loud bell would ring. This would help attract other customers. The bell ringer was awarded a prize. These devices became so popular that to ring the bell came to mean having success in any effort. Imagine that. Okay. Don't let your worries get the best of you. Remember, Moses started out as a basket case. Some people are kind, polite, and sweet-spirited until you try to sit in their pews. Yeah, that would never happen here, right? I can't find anybody half the time anyway because everybody's moving around. So, one brain, well, half a brain, I don't know. Our brains can read up to 1,000 words per minute. A lot of words. We shed about 40 pounds of skin in our lifetime. We'll just stop right there. Even under ideal conditions, people have trouble locating their keys in their pocket, finding their cell phones, and pinning the tail on the donkey. But I'd bet everyone can find and push the snooze button from 3 feet away in about 1.7 seconds, eyes closed, first time, every time. Okay. Now, don't get a ooh or a Phil before you hear the end of it. It's just a joke, okay? Okay. A young man named John received a parrot as a gift. The parrot had a bad attitude and an even worse vocabulary. Every word out of the bird's mouth was rude, obnoxious, and laced with profanity. John tried and tried and tried to change the bird's attitude by consistently saying only polite words, playing soft music, anything else you could think of to clean up the bird's vocabulary. Finally, John was fed up and he yelled at the parrot. Parrot yelled back. John shook the parrot. The parrot got angry and even more rude. John, in desperation, threw up his hand, grabbed the bird, put him in the freezer. For a few minutes, the bird squawked and kicked and screamed. Then, suddenly, there was total quiet. Not a peep was heard for over a minute. Fearing that he'd hurt the parrot, John quickly opened the door to the freezer. The parrot calmly stepped out onto John's outstretched arms and said, I believe I may have offended you with my rude language and actions. I'm sincerely remorseful for all my inappropriate transgressions, and I fully intend to do everything I can to correct my rude and unforgivable behavior. John was stunned at the change in the bird's attitude, and he was about to ask the parrot what had made such a dramatic change in his behavior. The bird spoke up very softly. May I ask what the turkey did? Yeah, sometimes you got to think about that one for just a minute. Happy Thanksgiving. All right.
Where am I? This is how Phil files and organizes things.
Yeah, the advantage is that it piles up over the months, and then when I finally start cleaning it out, everything is old, I can finally have to throw away because it's too old anyway.
He hasn't thrown me away yet, so we're all good. Okay. By the way, regarding the labyrinth walk tonight, I will lead you through a guided meditation process before we go to get you in the mind or help you get set up for that. So, I had a really cool spiritual experience I want to share with you. I was praying for a young man who was in his mid-20s. His mother passed away. So I was praying for him, and I was asking for angels of comfort to come to him. There's different legions of angels. You've probably all heard of archangels, but there's also other angels that are that have a task to do. So it'd be like if you're an engineer, that's what you do, that's your work. These particular angels have a particular form of work to do. So I was calling for the angels of comfort to come. And often they'll appear as blue. So if you see a flash of blue out of the corner of your eye, an angel of comfort is here for you. If you see a flash of yellow, that's a luminary angel, an angel of light. And an angel of light comes when you need clarity or when you need more information about something. I want to, gosh, I've got so much I want to tell you. I want to tell you about luminary angels, and then I want to get back and tell you about the spiritual experience that I had, because a different sort of angel showed up, and it was so powerful. When I was telling Phil, I could hardly even talk. There was so much power and emotion in it that tears were there. It was just beyond words, beyond words. So I'm going to do my best to communicate that to you today. But I want to share with you a little bit about luminary angels, because they've been kind of present with the Divine Fellowship for quite some time. Oh, I also want to tell you that whenever two or more are gathered in His name, He is with us. So whenever two people or more get together in the name of God, or whatever that higher power is for you, an angel of presence arrives. And an angel of presence is an angel that is always in the presence of God and is here as a mediator to heighten our awareness of the connection. The connection is always there, but this is to heighten that awareness. So anyway, years ago, Divine Fellowship was meeting in downtown Kennewick. How many people remember that? That was many moons ago. So we had a little church cat named Merlin, and so I was kind of tracking Merlin down, was out in front, and this little guy hobbled with his little walker, and he had this piece of paper folded up like this, and he said, "Here, this is for you in your church." And I thought, oh, good Lord. Okay, so I picked it up, looked at it, because I thought, oh, here's some ranting or raving from some other religious organization going to tell us what we're doing wrong. Looked down and it said, "A love letter to humankind from every woman and every man." We are in love with humankind, in love with all of us. I read that much, turned around to thank the man, and he was gone. There is no way humanly possible some little old guy walking himself along could have gotten across the street and into a house, or down to the corner, or there were no cars going by. I didn't hear him get. Have you ever watched an old person get into a car? This is not something you do in a hurry. This is not an instantaneous thing. This was an angel that handed to us this beautiful message. Now, I'm not going to take the time to read it all. I have like 30 copies. That's not enough for everyone, but I'll make sure that if you didn't get a copy, I will do my best to get it on the website, either scan it or copy it or something. Anyway, I would like to read just a little bit, because this person that came to us and vanished and left a physical thing, that's a luminary angel, because he came to illuminate us. I don't know if you know this or not, but the church logo is the Divine Fellowship for joy, enlightenment, and spiritual sanctuary. So joy is the first thing, enlightenment is the second thing, and spiritual sanctuary is the third. So you feel safe while you can find whatever light in your life and enhance that life in a joyful manner. So let me just read a paragraph of this, because this is like pretty awesome. We move into the age of the infinite with awareness. That infinity extends in all directions in space-time. Within each smaller particle we discover, and outward in space, backward in time, and forward, infinity beyond any beginnings, ends, or limits that we perceive. Oneness beyond any dividing lines, a continuum beyond any voids, equality and balance beyond any polarity, simplicity beyond any complexity,
order beyond any chaos, consistency beyond any chance, a likeness beyond any difference. That's the first paragraph of this letter, and there's 6 pages, all uppercase typed. So we had a visitation from an angel of light. So when you're confused or having a difficulty making a decision about something, call for a luminary angel or call for an angel of light, because they bring clarity. If you're working on something, like if you get under the sink and you got to fix something, what's the first thing you do? You get a light. You got to see what you're doing. Working on a car, you get in the car's guts. You got to have a light. Got to see what you're doing. So when you need to have information, when it's important for you to have clarity, call on a luminary angel, because they will bring that clarity to you. Now, moving back into my story of communicating with this young man or praying for this young man. I pray for you guys. Did you know that? I do. Prayer works. Prayer's a really cool thing. Anyhow, so I was praying for him and asked for this angel of comfort to come. And this angel of comfort did come. Now, as I perceived them, they're blue and they're very tender. They're very soft. It'd be like if you were sleeping and feel a little bit of somebody, just touching your forehead. That's probably an angel of comfort. Have you ever experienced that? Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. That's an angel of comfort. And they're here just to support you and encourage you and offer comfort as you go through difficult things. Then this other angel presented itself, and it was like, well, this is not an angel of comfort. I wonder what this is. And so I kind of just was aware of its presence for a bit, and I was absolutely amazed. The energy was comforting, but more. His energy, he was more masculine seeming. Angels are androgynous, they're neither male nor female, but they can tend to look more male or more female, depending on their personality. This one seemed to be really masculine and was very, very strong. And so I asked about him, and I'm going to cry again. I asked him what he was for. He was, when you have anguish beyond words and no more strength, he's there. He's there for you. And there's a legion of them. If 50 of us have a distress, we all could have one. But the strength that was here, the power that was here, was absolutely unbelievable. And it's available to us. They love us. It's like this love letter to humankind. They love us and they want to give us this strength. And sometimes when we're at our worst, we're not very lovable. I don't know about you, but I get a little whiny. Why me? I don't like this. No. Actually, I'm taking lessons from you, Phil. No. Oh, no. Which brings me back to the luminary angels. We don't ask them why. If you want information, don't ask them why. Because the answer is going to be the same. Whatever the situation is, it's because this is a lesson prepared for you. That's your answer. So rather than why, ask, what do I need to know about this? That's a much more valid question. Does that make sense? Okay. So back to this other angel. I thought, well, so what are you? Are you an angel of comfort? And I was like, no. And there's this power, this strength, that even when we don't deserve it, even when we're in the darkest pit, doesn't matter. They're there for us, not because we deserve it, but because they can be there for us. And it's their honor to do so. They want to do that. It's not just a job for them, it's their life, it's their experience, it's what they came to do. They came to yield strength when we had none. And I was absolutely blown away. And this angel presented itself to me and saying that he would go also to this young man because this young man was devastated. Not that he loved his mother so much or there was such this wonderful relationship, but because it was so bad. And often when there's a struggle between a parent and you lose that parent, you also lose any hope of it being different. You lose any hope of making an impression or shifting the way you talk to each other or being heard or being valued. Those opportunities are now gone. And what is what is. And sometimes that's more devastating than the loss of the loved one. And that's what was for this young man. So this angel, this very strong yet comforting and caring angel, compassionate angel, was going to go with him and let me know about that. So you have the right to call on angels. I want to share with you a couple of interesting things about that. First of all, this one. In Hebrews, which is first chapter, verse 14. Actually, let's start with verse 13. He's talking really about Jesus and how Jesus has preeminence above the angels. And he said, but which of the angels has he ever said, sit at my right hand until I make thine enemies a footstool for thy feet? Are they not all ministering spirits sent out to render service for the sake of those who will inherit salvation? So let me back up. So he was saying, I haven't asked the angels to sit at my right hand. I've asked my son to sit at my right hand. But aren't all angels ministering spirits? They are. That's their tool. That's their task. And sometimes they show up in our life like this little old guy in the walker to connect with us and commune with us, and then they're gone. And sometimes, you wonder, was that an angel? Because that's just really weird. That's really different. So more about ministering spirits. When Jesus was tempted, James tells us, lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and boastful pride of life. Those are the three ways in which we're tempted. We're all tempted that way. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and the boastful pride of life. All three of those ways Jesus was tempted. And after he was tempted in the desert, the devil left him, and behold, angels came and began to minister to him. Angels ministered to him. And he had not eaten for 40 days, so he was physically drained, and he'd been tempted, and he was spiritually drained and emotionally drained. And these angels came to minister to him. Also, when Jesus was on Calvary, or not yet, when he was in the garden and he knew his time was come, he was in anguish. He was in deep anguish. And he said, Father, if thou art willing, remove this cup from me, yet not my will, but thine be done. Now an angel from heaven appeared to him, strengthening him. The same kind of angelic presence that was going to this friend, this young man. This angel of strength was coming to him because he needed that. So you have access to a myriad of kinds of angels. I'm just bringing a few to your awareness today. But these angelic presences are here for you when you have nothing left. And you have a right to call on them. So again, I was speaking to this angelic presence, and I said, so are you an angel of compassion? Yeah. Are you an angel of strength? Well, yeah. I said, well, I'm trying to find a name or a label to put on you. Can I put a label on you? Well, yeah. Not that they need it, but, we do. So it came to me, they're angels of mercy. So you can call upon angels of mercy when you need help. When you have given your last ounce of strength, be still and call for an angel of mercy. And that energy, that presence will come to you. And the energy they want you to know about is this powerful strength that they will infuse with you that will help regenerate hope, will help you regenerate willingness, will help regenerate gratitude, all of those things when we get bereft of them. This strength will come and nurture that and uplift that. They will uplift you and hold you till you can get your feet underneath you. And sometimes that takes a while, does it not? Now, whether you realized it or not, you have had a situation of anguish in your life, and they've been there. And maybe you've just been at the rock bottom, and then one more thing was asked of you. Been there? Done that? And you found the strength to do it. Because this angelic presence came and gave you, infused with you, this energy of strength and power. So it's more than energy of an angel of comfort, because they comfort and they give you this loving presence. They surround you in this loving understanding and support. This one actually gives you the strength to move on, the strength to keep going. So it's a whole different kind of angelic presence, which blew me away. I hope you have a sense of the power and the love that's here for you, available for you, if we just ask. I think the AA people have a really good handle on it when they say, came to believe that there was a power greater than myself that could assist me if I just ask. Just ask. We just don't know to ask. We don't know how to ask. Now you do. Now you know how to ask. It's okay to ask. Doesn't make you weak. It opens you up to a whole other thing. And the really wonderful thing is, even if you don't ask, they're there. Asking opens our awareness to their presence. So, with that said, let's do a guided meditation, shall we?